Alrighty, John Locke, okay, the other Enlightenment philosopher we're going to really kind of zone in on. John Locke publishes a book called Two Treatises of Government. He publishes this book in 1690, and in this book he talks about what is the purpose of government. Okay, according to John Locke, the purpose of government was to protect people's natural rights. You're going to want to know what the natural rights are, and the natural rights are simply your right to life, your right to liberty, and your right to property. John Locke believes that every single human being has the right to be alive. Every single human being has the right to freedom, and every single human being has the right to attempt to go about and obtain property through some regards. Okay. He also believes that the true basis of a government was with this thing called a social contract. Okay, so the social contract is where government gets the basis that it needs in order to protect your natural rights. Okay, and this is all going to be outlined in 1690 in his book, Two Treatises on Government. Now, the social contract theory is this theory that John Locke comes up with, and Hobbes talked about this as well. Locke kind of took it a little bit differently, though, is the belief that in exchange for protection, the people give their government the power to rule on their behalf. Okay, and this is called the consent of the governed. So a good example of this would be, for example, here in Bahrain, the United States, really anywhere else except for a couple British places around the world, you drive on the right side of the road. Now, that is a law that you agree to go by. If you were to drive down the left side of the road, the police would stop you and could get you in some serious legal trouble if you were to go down the left side of the road. Even if no one is there, they could still go ahead and pull you over and get you in trouble for that. Now, you give up your freedom to drive wherever you want, so on the right side of the road or the left side of the road. You give up that freedom to the government in order for the betterment of the common good, because you don't want someone else coming down the wrong side of the road and running into you. Okay, so you're going to give up your freedom to drive wherever you want in order to live in a safer society. That is going to be really what the social contract theory is. Additionally, the social contract theory goes under this belief that the government could be overthrown if it failed to respect the people's rights. So if the government is not respecting your right to life, if it is not respecting your right to liberty, and it is not respecting your right to gain property, John Locke, under the social contract theory, believes that it is the duty of the people to overthrow and take out that government. Now, John Locke's ideas, when they come into practice, he is, number one, in favor of a constitutional monarchy. You might hear people talk about John Locke and how he doesn't want these constitutional monarchies, doesn't want kings at all, he wants a democracy. That's simply not true. John Locke would not be opposed to a democracy, but he's also not opposed to monarchies in general. He is okay with constitutional monarchies when the king has limited power. When the king can just do whatever the king wants and rule like a dictator, John Locke's going to say there are some issues that are going to be associated with that. But a constitutional monarchy, under the idea of John Locke, is totally okay and totally permissible. Additionally, we're going to get the English Bill of Rights. Now, the English Bill of Rights is incredibly important. You want to be able to understand this, and this comes a lot. John Locke's ideas are kind of going about in this. Yes, this is published a year before the Two Treatises on Government. However, the ideas are going to be the same, and John Locke's going to be heavily influenced by this, and Locke is going to influence the Bill of Rights in England as well. But in 1689, the English Bill of Rights is simply going to give or state what powers the people have, what power the Parliament has. It's going to strengthen the power of the people and their representation in Parliament. The people now have a legal document which states the power and the rights the people had, where previously they did not do that. When you have a written document that's saying what your rights are, it's much easier to defend those in the court of law and to make sure that people actually are following those, compared to when it's something that's just said back and forth. It's important to write your rules down. That's going to be the importance with the English Bill of Rights. Okay, that is all for now. If you have any questions on John Locke, comment down below. Otherwise, have a great day.